Hello, good day viewers. I welcome you to this mathematics presentation. So we are still answering mathematics paper 2 for GCE for 2025. And this is question 7, where we are going to look at how we can calculate the standard deviation. Alright, so in this video we are going to look at how we can calculate the standard deviation using the table method. So we have already looked at how we can calculate the standard deviation using the formula method. So this is the second video. Okay, so the question reads, the frequency distribution table shows the amount of money spent by customers at a particular shop. So this is the frequency distribution table. So here we have the amount which is being presented by these class intervals. Okay, 0 less than x less than or equal to 20, just like that. Then here we have the frequency, which is 5, 20, 55, 18, and 2. So we need to calculate the standard deviation, and this question was carrying 6 marks. So how do you calculate the standard deviation? So we know that to find the standard deviation, this is the formula that we must use. Standard deviation is equal to, we are going to have the square root here, then here we are going to have summation of fx squared divided by summation of f minus the mean squared. So this is the formula. Now on this formula, you notice that we have fx squared, we also have f, and we have the mean. So we are going to draw a table. Remember, we are answering this using the table method. So we are going to draw the table, and that table must have the column for f, okay, which is the frequency. It must have the column for x, which is this x, and this x is the midpoint. When you add the 0 plus 20, you divide by 2, you get a 10. So the x here presents the midpoint. Then the column should also have the sum of fx squared and the sum of f. Okay, so let's look at how we can now draw our table. Alright, so this is how you are going to draw the table. So you can see we have f, we have x, we have fx, then we have f here and the x squared. Okay, so these that I've put here, they are on the formula. So you are just supposed to put them right here. So where you have f is the frequency. So which one is the frequency? Is right here on the table where you have 5, 20, 55, 18, and 2. This is the frequency that you are going to put here. Okay, you put 5, 20, what else? 55. You put a 55 here, 18, what else? A 2. So you can put a 2 here. Okay, we can put a 2 right here. So remember, on our formula here, we have summation of f. So summation of f, it means we should add the frequencies. Okay, we should add 5 plus 20 plus 55 plus 18 plus 2. So once we add this, we are going to get 100. Okay, so this down here is supposed to put the totals. Then from here, we come up with the x here. Remember what I said? X is presenting the what? The midpoint. So you come here, you have 0 less than x less than or equal to 20. So you add 0 plus 20, you get a 20. 20 divided by 2, you get a 10. So meaning that the midpoint there, it's a 10. You come to the other one here, you have 20, 40. So 20 plus 40 is 60. 60 divided by 2, you get a 30. So the other midpoint here is a 30. Okay, then here we have 40 plus 60, it's 100. 100 divided by 2, you get a what? A 50. So you write a 50 here. So these values are very easy to find the midpoint even if you are not using a calculator. But if you have values that are complicated, use a calculator so that you find those midpoints. Here, 60 plus 80 gives us 180. Okay, 60 plus 80 gives us 140. So 140 divided by 2, we are going to find that the midpoint will be a what? A 70. So here we can write a what? A 70. Then let's look at the other one here, which is the last one. 80 plus 100, 180 half of 180, or 180 divided by 2, you find that you get a what? A 90. So we are done putting the midpoints here. Then you can check here we have fx. Fx means frequency times the midpoint. So frequency we have 5, the midpoint you have 10. 5 times 10, you get a 50. Then you have 20 and 30. 20 times 30, because here it's fx. So 20 times 30, you are going to get a what? A 600. Okay? The next one, we have 55 times 50. So you multiply this one, 55 times 50. Okay? You see what you get. 2,750. So you write this value here, 2,750. Next, you multiply 18 times 70. You get 1,260. Next, you multiply 2 times 90. This is easy. You get 108. So you are done finding the fx. Okay. So what you can do now, you can find the total. Okay. You can find the total. Okay, of fx. So the total means you just add 500 plus 600 plus 2,750 plus 1,260 plus 180. Alright, so this is the value that you are going to get once you add all these values. You find the total for fx. So we can put it here. We can say summation of fx is equal to, we have found that you get 4,840. So we are done here. Let's come here where we have fx squared. So the x is squared, meaning that the midpoint is squared. Which one is the midpoint? This one here. This is the midpoint that is what? Squared. So what does this mean? This means that you get the frequency times the midpoint, which is what? Squared. Okay. So you can even be doing this. Since you know that fx, you are getting these values 50, you can be multiplying 50 times this times this times that. Okay. So, all right. And then from there, remember we are finding fx squared. So the midpoint is squared. So I've said you can be multiplying, since fx, you have these values here, meaning frequency times the midpoint is this one. So if you want to get fx squared, since it's the midpoint which is squared, you can get this fx and multiply it with 10. So 50 times 10, you get 500. Okay? Again, you can say 600 times 30. You can say 600 times 30. You get 18,000. Okay? You get 18,000. If you don't want this, you just follow what they are saying, f times x. So which one is our f? It's 20. So you write 20. Okay? In brackets, x. Now this x is squared, so you have a 30. You put a 30 in brackets, then you square it. You have seen, you still get the same value, which is 18,000. So it's up to you. You can either this one, use this one, or the other one. So here you get 18,000. Then we come to the other one. So to the other one there, we just need to multiply 2,750 times 50. This, make sure you multiply fx and the midpoint. Okay, so 2,750 times, so the midpoint here is 50. So you get 137,500. So that's the value you should write here, 137,500. You do the same. You do the same here. You have 1260 times this 70 right here. The midpoint is 70. You get 88,200. So you write this value, 88,200. Finally, just multiply 180 times 90. Okay, you multiply 180 times the midpoint 90 there, you get 16,200. Okay, remember what I've explained. If you don't want to be punching like this, since they are saying f and x, which is squared, so x is the midpoint, so you can get this midpoint, to square it, and then you multiply with f. Okay, that's what they are doing there. So here we write 16,200. Then we can find the we can find the summation of fx squared, which is this one. We just add these values on the calculator, okay? Alright, so once we add all these values on the calculator, this is what you are going to get. So this is your summation. You write 260, okay? You write 260,400. This is the summation that you get. Then we get back to our formula. So in our formula for standard deviation, we have found the fx squared. We also have the summation of f. Let's find the mean. So how can we find the mean? So to find the mean, just write mean is equal to summation of fx divided by summation of what? F. So from here we write mean is equal to, so the summation of fx, you can see here, summation of fx is this value. Just write 4840 divided by summation of f, which is this one, the frequency is what? 100. So just say mean is equal to, so there it's just a matter of dividing. Just divide 4840 divided by what? 100. So this is the value that you get, 48.8. So just write this value here, 48.8. This is our mean. Now we can get back to the formula of standard deviation, of which we are saying SD is equal to the square root of summation of fx squared over summation of f minus the mean squared. So let's just substitute there. We say standard deviation is equal to the root of, so summation of fx squared, we have it here, summation of fx squared, which is this value here. Just write this value, 260,400 divided by summation of f, which is the 100 here. Then take away the mean, okay, the mean which is squared. So your mean, or our mean, is 48.8. Then we square it. Okay, so don't stress here. Just punch on your calculator everything there. Just punch. Alright, so before we proceed, I've just noticed something here. On the mean, I wrote 48.8, so it's supposed to be 48.4. So this is supposed to be a 4. Okay, make sure you notice this as well. So this is supposed to be a 4. Okay, so now we can punch on our calculator. So remember, we are punching this on the calculator. So you press there, we can have 260, then 400, which is this one. Okay, then we divide by what? 100. Then here we say minus 48.4 squared. You have seen this is the answer here. It has given us the answer, which is 16.169, then 106.3451. So if the degree of accuracy is not specified in the question, leave your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So just say therefore standard deviation is equal to 16 point. So this one will make it 3. It will be rounded up by a 6. So this will be a 2. So this was our standard deviation. So thank you so much, everybody. We've come to the end of our short presentation. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye-bye.